We're laughing away here. Hello. Welcome to BODHI, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Stephen Weigand here, 75-minute advanced strong flow. Let's start it with an Om. You can stand, you can be on your knees like Chris, or you can sit. We'll just bring the palms together at your heart, soften down through the traps and shoulders. Just take a couple breaths. Smooth and steady inhales in and out through the nose. Nice, and then we'll emanate that universal vibration of body, mind, soul. Nice big inhale in through your nose. Nice. From there, take a little bow of the head down towards the hands. And then nice and slow, let's rise it all the way back up. Hello, how are you? Where do you think we're starting? Should we start in plank? Should we start in handstand? Oh no, he says back. Okay, we'll do what Chris says. All the way onto your back. Okay, so we're gonna start with a little core. That's unusual. If you need some more support, I've mentioned this before in this pose, you can slide the hands underneath your hips. We're starting in Ardha Navasana, so half boat pose, okay? If you're okay with the hands by your sides, that's cool. We're gonna pump the belly up, fire that core and connection to empowerment and truth. Here we go. Breath of fire, 1 minute. I said a minute, maybe let's add 2 more minutes to it. He's like, yeah, no, I'm kidding, keep going. Doing great. If it gets to be too much, you can always set the heels down. You just got 15 more seconds. Big inhale, hold. Lift higher. Shavasana. Ah. All right, let's do some more. Reach the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Hook the right thumb on top of your left like this. And then take the arms all the way up. Nice. Yeah, you can just take them straight up to the ceiling. There you go. And just 5 times. So when you exhale, keeping like a little grapefruit underneath your chin. Now as you exhale, just crunch up. Lift the head and shoulder blades up off the mat. And then nice and easy inhale, roll it back down. Good. Exhale, crunch it up. Inhale, roll it back down. Exhale, crunch it up, press the heels down, lift a little higher. Nice. Inhale, roll it down. Exhale, crunch it up. Inhale, roll it down. One more on this side. Exhale, crunch it up. And then inhale, roll it down. Just switch the hook of the thumb so you go left on top of right. Reach the arms up if you haven't already. And here we go. 5 on this side. Exhale, crunch it up. Exhale. Now inhale. Exhale, crunch it up. Inhale, roll it down. Good. Exhale, lift. Inhale, roll it down. Just a couple more. Exhale it up. Nice. Inhale, roll it down. Exhale, crunch it up. Inhale, roll it down. Now, take the hands behind your head like so, okay? Bend the knees, set the soles of the feet down so the feet are just about hips distance apart. Just 1 crunch. Exhale, crunch it up. Inhale, roll it back down. So you can keep doing this, okay? Or if you want more, which I'm sure you do, exhale, crunch it up. Inhale, extend the legs forward, point the toes. Yep, we've done this one before. Exhale, set the feet down, lift a little higher, and then inhale, roll it down. Excellent. 4 more. Exhale, crunch it up. Inhale, point the toes. Exhale, set the feet down, lift a little higher, and then inhale, roll it down. Nice. Exhale it up, shoulder blades lift. Inhale, point the toes, reach those toes. Set the feet down, exhale, lift a little higher, and then inhale, roll it down. Good, again, exhale, crunch it up. I can hear people saying, no! Inhale, lengthen forward, you got this. Set the feet down, lift a little higher, and then lower down. Just 1 more like this. Exhale it up. Inhale, lengthen. Let's stay here. Shuffle the feet up and down, 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 up and down. Bring them together. Take the feet together, that together, yep, and then take it to the right. Yep, and then take the feet to the left, and then take it back to center. And 3.5 minutes in boat pose here. You got it. Okay, let it go. I even said the wrong pose. It's Ardha Navasana, half boat pose. Okay, from there, you can start to rock it up and down and up and down, and we'll make your way to tabletop position, setting up for cat's breath. You can turn the hands out a little bit. I always like to. You know, line up that front crease in your wrist so it's parallel with the front edge of the yoga mat. Yeah, kind of like middle fingers to the edges of the mat. And then on the inhale, go ahead and scoop your heart forward. Exhale, tuck the chin and dome through the heart. Lift through the back of the heart all the way up to the ceiling. And then inhale, lengthen forward again. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest and round. Good. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, round. Nice. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, round. Good. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, round. Nice. Now inhale, lengthen forward. Now, like a little doggy on the fire hydrant, you're going to take the right knee out to the right side. Press into the left palm a little more. And then on the exhale, just set the right knee back to the left knee. But 2 more times. Inhale, take the right knee out to the side. Exhale, back down. And then 1 more. Inhale, take the knee out to the side. Now hold the knee there. Come up onto your left fingertips. Yep. Now, if you want to have more fun with this, you can extend that right leg all the way out towards the camera. Yeah, I know, you got a camera too. And extend the left arm all the way out towards the left. Now press into the right palm a little bit more. If this is too much, you can rebend that right knee. It's not easy. Now listen up. From here, extend your right heel back, left arm forward into the balancing cat. Yep. Firm the outer left hip in. Pull the belly to the spine. Good. Now one time, pull the knee and elbow in to meet at the chest. Nice. Exhale, extend it long. Now rebend the right knee out to the right, left arm out to the left. Yes. Good. Now extend the right leg long. Reach the left arm all the way forward. Left arm forward, right leg back. There you go. Inhale, pull the knee and elbow in to meet at the chest. Exhale, extend it long. Then we can go out to the side. One more time. Leg back, arm forward. I know it's confusing. Inhale, pull the knee and elbow in to meet at the chest. Exhale, lengthen it long. And from there, just set the hand down, set the knee down. Good. All right. We'll see how it goes on this side. So we're going to go left knee out to the left on the inhale. And then exhale, drop the knee back down. 2 more. Inhale, knee out to the left side. Exhale, set it back down. Cool. 1 more time. Inhale, take the left knee out to the left. Again, this is challenging enough. You can keep it here or come up onto your right fingertips. Okay? If that's working out well and you want more, extend that left leg out to the left side. Firm the right hip in. Nice. Now reach the right arm out to the side. Yes, press into the left palm. And then now from there, reach the right arm forward, extend the left leg back into the balancing cat. Lift the right ribs, lift the right hip. Reach the sternum a little bit further forward and flex through your back heel. Now from here, inhale, pull the knee and elbow in to meet at the chest. Exhale, extend it long. Nice. Now right arm out to the right, left knee or left leg out to the left, okay, whichever version you want. Now reach the right arm forward, extend the left leg back. Inhale, pull the knee and elbow in to meet. Nice. Exhale, extend it long, and then inhale out to the side. Right arm to the right, left leg to the left. Inhale, reach the right arm long, left leg back. Just 1 more. Inhale, pull the knee and elbow in to meet at the chest. Exhale, extend it long, and then release the knee down, release the hand down. Nice. From there, class is over. See you later. Downward facing dog. Uncurl the toes, lift the hips all the way up and back. Nice big inhale in through the nose, and exhale, let it out. Good. Now I know the stuff that we do in here is not easy, and so always that, opportunity in the face of obstacles is to connect to your breath and to really confront fears, right? So as I'm talking here, you can bend your knees, wiggle it out a little bit. So we get to discern between what's, a valid fear, which is like, don't go any further, to what the mind projects as, no, I can't, And the way to discern is to listen to your breath. Listen to your breath because your breath tells the truth. So it's like, maybe I can go just a little further. And you just go to your edge and you breathe. Okay, big inhale in through the nose. Hold it. Exhale, let it out. It's about finding that balance between pushing too hard and not enough. Good. Now, from downward facing dog, I want you to take a block like this. Okay, so it's going to be nice and long. We're going to set it between your thighs. Now, scissor blade your thighs in towards one another. Yep. Now, keep that inhale plank pose. Glide the shoulders all the way over your wrists into top of a push-up. Keep scissoring the block in, and it's like my hand is lifting the block up towards the ceiling. Yeah, that's going to help to engage the thighs. Now, work the tailbone back as you've got all that action happening. Now, keep all that action. Lengthen a little further forward into the fingertips. Yes. And then drag the palms back isometrically. I know that was like 38,000 things, but we're trying to get energy moving most efficiently here in the plank pose. Lift the ribs, yes. And if you don't have a block, don't worry about it. Just pretend like you've got a block and you're scissoring your thighs together. Good, now press the palms down a little bit more. Find the breath in the midst of the challenge, in the midst of whatever arises. If the breath says back off, drop the knees down, do that, listen. Okay, now you can just release the block. Go ahead and release the block, but stay in plank pose. Or, yeah, you can do that, or you can just let it go, whatever. Good. Now I want you to lift your right foot up just about an inch up off the floor. Keep the same action happening, like you're scissoring that right thigh into the midline. Yes, tailbone back, heart forward, belly lifts. Now set the right foot down. Lift the left foot just an inch up off the floor. Same action, like you got a block there. Squeeze that outer left thigh in. Yes. Hip slightly up and back, and then a little bit more forward into the fingertips, keeping the stuff in the legs. Nice! Set the foot down, downward facing dog. Big inhale in through the nose. Let it out, exhale. And if you guys are like, what is he doing? Just stop and breathe and don't worry about it. You'll catch up when you do. Big inhale again in through the nose. Hold it, and let it out, exhale. Cool, now inhale, plank pose. Glide the shoulders all the way over wrists into top of a push-up. Now you're gonna drop your knees down to the floor. If you have blocks, you're gonna set the blocks so they're about shoulder distance apart and try to line up the middle fingers with the center of the block, okay? So what Chris is gonna do here is he's gonna shift his weight forward and set the shoulders on the blocks. So just doing your best job at that. So that is the height that we want in chaturanga, okay? Now squeeze the elbows in. Isometrically pull the palms back. Now, if you want a little bit more, uncurl your toes. Lift the thighs up and away from the floor. Now comes the most fun part of all. If you want more than this, lift the shoulders 1 millimeter up off the block. Yes! That's chaturanga. Take one more inhale like this. Press it up to plank pose, and then downward facing dog. Nice. Big inhale in through the nose. Let it out, exhale. I've said it before, chaturanga is the hardest pose in yoga. So just to give you a little experience of what we want engaging there, making sure that we got a little 90-degree elbow and that the elbows are lined up right up over your wrists, because we're about to amp it up here. So if you need to chill and take a lesser version of chaturanga, you do it. Okay, now next time you inhale, let's have you lift your right leg up in the air. You're gonna pull the knee all the way into the chest. Stack the shoulders over your wrists. Good. Shoot the leg all the way up and back. Take the knee all the way across to your left tricep muscle. Pull the right shoulder back. Yes, press the thumb and forefinger down. Three-legged dog, shoot it all the way up and back. From there, take the knee to the back of the right tricep muscle. Try to lift the knee a little higher up towards the armpit and get the center of the knee on the skin of the tricep. Yes, that makes it harder and engages the core. Now listen up. From here, look forward. Extend the right leg back to three-legged plank pose. Nice, you can keep it here or bend the elbows lower halfway down chaturanga. Right back up to plank, come up onto your left fingertips and hold here. Yes, lift the right hip, lift the right ribs. This is plenty challenging, okay? If you want a little bit more, just reach your left arm forward. Yeah, just work the setup in one arm, one-legged plank, a lot of us, and work on the core engagement. This is fantastic, Chris. Lift the right hip a little higher. That's it, buddy. Lift the right hip a little higher. Yes, take one more inhale here. Set the left hand down, stack the right foot on top of the left foot, Vashisthasana. That'd be side plank. If you need to drop the left knee down to the floor, that's cool. And again, how is the breath when faced with obstacles? And no judgment with that. It's just a pure inquiry so that you can take better care of yourself. Lift the right foot just an inch up off the left. Let's flip the dog. Set the ball of the foot behind you, lift the heart up to the ceiling, and firm the left wrist, that's the bottom wrist, into the midline. Yep, heart lifts a little higher. That's it. Good. Now from here, reach the right arm all the way up to the ceiling. Listen up, I want you to pull the right knee all the way into your chest and then set the right hand down to the floor. So you're in plank pose with the knee into the chest. Many of us can keep this. If you want more, bend the elbows lower halfway down chaturanga. Squeeze the elbows in. And then press it back up, step the foot down between the thumbs, drop the back knee down to the floor, and reach the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Nice work. Buckle the hip points together. Yep, now see if you can reach the pinky fingers even just a touch higher and firm the pinky finger slightly in to help engage the triceps a little bit more. Notice if there's any tension in the neck, shoulders. If there is, soften the shoulders down off the neck. And then pull the palms together at your heart. Let's take a little twist. Left tricep to your right thigh. into a little low lunge crescent twist. Yep. For some of us, we'll try to get the thumbs a little bit closer to the heart center. Yep, that helps to pry that top collarbone open. And as you do that, lengthen your left ribs, that's your bottom ribs, a little bit further forward. Now this is great. You can stay like this, or if you want a little bit more, uncurl your toes and lift the left thigh up and away from the floor. Pretend like you got an elephant sitting on your left hamstring, or something really heavy, so that you have to lift the left thigh a little higher. That's it. Yes, but continue lengthening the bottom ribs further forward, and maybe those thumbs get a little closer to the heart in the process. Nice, Chris. Lengthen the bottom ear further forward. Take one more inhale here. Release the hands down to the ground, extend the right leg back into plank pose, and then just lower, chaturanga, halfway. This time roll over the toes, upward facing dog. Pause there for a moment. Squeeze the outer ankles in, put a little bend in the elbows and pull the chest through the arms. Nice! And then all the way up and back, downward facing dog. You know how much I love lion's breath, so let's do it again. Big inhale in through the nose. Let it out. Ah, yeah, feels good. Okay, second side. Please inhale, lift your left leg up in the air. You're going to take the knee all the way into the chest. Stack the shoulders right up over the wrist, hips lower, knee higher. Good. Three-legged dog pose. Shoot the leg all the way up and back. Take the knee all the way across to your right tricep muscle and pull your left shoulder back once you get there. Good. Three-legged dog. Shoot the leg all the way up and back. From there, take the knee to the back of your left tricep muscle. Again, center of the knee on the skin of the arm and then lift it higher up towards the armpit. Look forward. Listen up, three-legged plank pose. Keep the engagement in the leg. You can stay here or bend the elbows lower halfway down, chaturanga. Right back up, plank. Come up onto your right fingertips and hold. Again, this is plenty challenging. Working on engaging the core, scissoring the thighs like we did with the block, pulling the heart a little bit further forward by isometrically pulling the palm and fingertips back. Once you got that, maybe reach the right arm all the way forward, one-arm, one-legged plank pose. Awesome. Yes. That's great work in the leg there. Now just lift the left hip a little higher. Awesome. Take one more inhale here. Keep that scissoring action in the thighs like you got the block between them. Set the right hand down. Stack the left foot on top of the right foot. Vashisthasana, otherwise known as side plank. Good. Bottom ribs, bottom hip lift. Now lift your top foot just 1 inch up off the bottom one, and then let's flip this dog. Set the ball of the foot behind you, and lift the heart up and over an imaginary high bar. See if you can even lift a little bit higher over that high bar. Yes, nice. Keeping the heart open in the face of obstacles, providing that opportunity for connection, heart, mind, soul, body. Now reach the left arm all the way up to the ceiling. Listen up, from here, pull the left knee all the way into the left chest. Keep the knee there, set the left hand down. You're very welcome to keep this, or bend the elbows lower halfway down, chaturanga. Shoulders just to the height of the elbows like we had the block there. Squeeze the elbows in. Now re-straighten those arms, set the foot down between the thumbs, drop the back knee down to the floor, and reach the arms all the way up into low lunge, crescent pose. I'm glad I got all those words out. A lot of times I mix my words up, or I'm like, what? Good, now buckle the hip points. Lift the right hip point a little bit higher, and press your right baby toe down. That's the back foot. Yep. Now, bring the palms together at your heart, and let's twist this up. Right tricep to your left thigh into the low lunge crescent twist. Press the left palm into your bottom palm, and with your right elbow, it's like you're karate chopping that elbow down into the thigh. Yeah. Good. Now you can keep this or uncurl the right toes, draw the right thigh all the way up into the higher lunge twist. Yep. That's good. Breathe into your back ribs. Take another couple breaths here. Maybe that top shoulder rolls slightly open as the palms come a little closer, or the thumbs come a little closer to the heart. It's great. And then when you exhale, drop the hands down to the ground, step your left foot all the way back to plank, and then nice and slow, lower chaturanga. Over the toes into the upward facing dog. Hold, and then all the way up and back, downward facing dog. What do you think we're going to do from here? Lion's breath. Big inhale in through the nose. Let it out. Ah! Yes. Cool. Now from there, let's just take one more standard vinyasa. Inhale, plank pose. Glide the shoulders over the wrists. And either on knees or with legs straight, lower chaturanga halfway. Over the toes, upward facing dog. All the way up and back to downward facing dog. Take a few breaths there. So it's a really big thing in chaturanga. You know, if the shoulder dips lower than the elbow, that'll put a lot of stress in the shoulder and the neck and take it out of the back and core engagement. So again, if you need to drop your knees or use those blocks every time we do it today, it's, you know, a purposeful thing and a helpful thing to make sure that you're supported in the right way. Now look forward. Inhale, bend the knees. At the end of the exhale, you can step or jump your feet all the way up to the top. And you inhale, lengthen forward through your heart. And on the exhale, fold forward down to the ground. Circle the arms, rise it all the way up. And then exhale, pull the palms together at your heart. Good. Drop the palms down. Circle the arms all the way up. Nice and easy. Exhale, fold forward. Drop the hands to the floor. On the inhale, lengthen your heart forward. Low back lengthens. Shoulder blades widen. And let's step your left foot back first. Good. Squeeze the wrists in. Pull the heart forward. Lift the left thigh and scissor that left thigh into the midline. Good. Then extend the right leg all the way back and nice and easy lower. Chaturanga. Over the toes. Upward facing dog. And then all the way up and back to downward facing dog. Very nice. Very nice. And if the belly or ribs are drooping down to the floor, just lifting the upper body away from the floor. And doing our best to engage the legs as equally as the arms so that the entire body is working in sync and one part isn't overworking. So press the head of the thigh bones back like you got a block between your thighs. Scissor the thighs in and the heels slightly out. And then inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Press the thumb and forefinger down as you exhale, step or jump it all the way up to the top. Lengthen forward as you inhale. Nice. Fold forward as you exhale. Good. Circle rise. Take it all the way up. And then exhale. Bring the palms together at your heart. Nice. Palms drop. Circle and rise. Take it up. Exhale. Hinge and fold forward. Drop the hands to the floor. Lengthen forward as you inhale. Nice. This time it's going to be the left foot that steps back. No, I'm sorry. Right foot that steps back first. Thankfully, I've got a person here who knows where we're going. He's like, nope. Lift the right thigh a little higher. Good. Then step the left foot all the way back. Nice and easy lower. Chaturanga. Over the toes. Upward facing dog. And then all the way up and back to downward facing dog. Nice work. Nice work. Take a few breaths here in the dog to re-attend to your breathing. Lengthen the tops of the ears more towards your thumbs to get some length in the cervical spine. Good. And then we'll inhale, bend your knees, look forward. At the end of the exhale, you can step or jump it all the way up. Inhale, lengthen forward. And then exhale, fold down to the floor. Inhale, circle rise, take it all the way up. Exhale, pull the palms to the heart. I just had an idea. I love it when I get ideas. Okay, now take a block like this. We're going to slide it between your thighs, just like we did in plank pose. Okay? Now we're going to try jump back with the block there. If you don't have a block, just pretend like you got one there and you're scissoring your thighs. Okay? Now drop the palms down, circle the arms all the way up. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. Release the hands down to the ground. Inhale, lengthen forward. Yeah, adjust the block to where it's comfortable for you. Now, come a little higher up onto the tippy toes, bend the knees. Now, scissor that block, squeeze it in. Set the palms flat, pull the heart forward, keep scissoring it in, tip the heart forward, keep scissoring, then shoot the legs back. Yes, over the toes, upward facing dog, so that you know what we want in the legs. Exhale back to downward facing dog, because a lot of times we'll jump back and we're not even using our legs at all. We're just like using our arms and our upper body, but the whole body, again, needs to be working to support itself. Could you feel a difference there? He says yes. See, I don't know if he would actually tell me if, no, he would. He would definitely tell me. He's a truth teller. He would say, no, this is not right. Big inhale in through the nose. Exhale, let it out. Good. So you can keep the block like Chris is doing here. We're going to do a few more rounds, or a couple more rounds with the block. So let's have you inhale, look forward. At the end of the exhale, step or jump the feet all the way up to the top. Lengthen forward as you inhale. Fold forward as you exhale. Circle rise, take it all the way up. And then exhale, pull the palms to the heart. Nice. With the breath, circle the arms, rise it up. Exhale, hinge and fold, drop the hands to the ground. Inhale, lengthen forward, set the palms flat, put a little bend in the knees, scissor the thighs, and shoot it back when you're ready. Yes! Over the toes, upward facing dog. Squeeze the block and up dog. There you go, buddy. And then all the way up and back to downward facing dog. So we're keeping that Mula Bandha connection. Yeah, so we're centering and grounding everything really from the soles of the feet all the way up to the crown of the head. So that we can move energy, clear out stuff that's in the way on the inside, and connect more to self and soul, a fluid line of energy. Here we go. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. At the end of the exhale, step forward, jump it all the way up to the top. Lengthen forward as you inhale, fold forward as you exhale. Go ahead and circle rise. Take it all the way up. And then exhale, pull the palms together at your heart center. Good, one more time. Palms drop, circle and rise. Exhale, fold forward and release. Lengthen forward as you inhale. Good, go ahead and step it or jump it all the way back. If you got the block, shoot it back and squeeze the thighs. Over the toes, upward facing dog. All the way up and back, down dog. Good, I'll just take that block from you, my brother. Good. Nice. Chris, if you want, you can drop down for a second or you can stand down dog. I'm going to demonstrate Kundalini 1, which we're going to do next. So I'm going to suggest you use blocks, okay, if you've got them there. So blocks shoulder distance apart, so just kind of like they would be for a normal down dog. Okay, so on the blocks, we're going to hop the back foot in about an inch or two. Then you're going to take the knee all the way across to your left tricep. Bend like a chaturanga. So even if you don't have blocks, just make sure that the shoulders are at the height of the elbows. You can even look back. It's really hard once you really get it. Then you lengthen, then maybe you lift. Squeeze the wrists, pull the heart forward. This is Kundalini 1. Okay, you can always extend that leg out if you want, but this is plenty challenging. Okay, then from there, Vashisthasana. Step the foot back and stack it up, and let's try it on block today, because we're going to do some more fun stuff after that, okay? So, you got blocks. I know we're stopping a lot today, but sometimes it's helpful to have the instruction. Okay, so downward facing dog on blocks. Again, blocks about shoulder distance apart. Let's lion's breath it before we do it. Big inhale in. Let it out. Cool. Let's lift your right leg up. Hop your left foot in just an inch or two or three. Now take the knee all the way across to your left tricep. Good. Pull the right shoulder back and lower shoulder to the height of the elbows. Maybe look back to see if you got that. If you do, lengthen forward. Lift that back leg like Chris. Good. Now squeeze the elbows in. Nice, buddy. Yes, you got it. Take one more inhale here. Vashisthasana. Keep the left hand down on the block. Float the right arm all the way up to the ceiling. Good. It's a little different on blocks, but there's a little different support. It's kind of fun to change it up and feel a little different support. Okay, now reach the top arm all the way out over your head. Now as you do that, lift your bottom hip and your bottom ribs. Good. Now from here, listen up. Keep the arm overhead, rotate to your toes. So you're in a one-arm plank pose. Lift the left ribs, lift the left hip. Notice if this feels different with the block. If you want more, lift the left foot just an inch up off the ground. I find this actually is a little bit more supportive in one-arm, one-legged plank. Take one more breath like this. Now comes the fun part. Pull the left knee all the way to the chest. Step the foot down between the blocks, right into Warrior 3. Bring the palms together at your heart and take it all the way up into balance. Yes! Good. Press the left thigh back. That's it. If you have a block person, you can have them move the block about a foot out in front of your big toe. Nice. Now separate the arms wide apart like wings. Press the top of the left thigh bone back. Kick that right heel back. Good. Take another breath here, and we'll go right into twisting half moon. Set the right hand down, float the left arm up. Yes, adjust the block accordingly. And like Chris just did there with his hips, so you can even take your left hand back and kind of feel if your hips are level or not. A lot of times the right hip will droop lower here, so see if you can pull that outer right hip up. Yes, and keep that little scissoring action in your right thigh, like there's a block between your thighs. Yep, and then kick that right heel back, and then pull the heart further forward. Nice, take one more inhale here. Release the hands down to the ground for just a moment. Lengthen forward, and then step the right leg back, and then your left leg back, all the way into a plank pose, and you can lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Good, over the toes, upward facing dog. And then nice and easy all the way up and back to downward facing dog. Good. Again, if you want to try blocks on this side, you can set it up. Good. Then now from there, we'll have you lift your left leg all the way up and hop the right foot in just a little bit. Yep. Now pull the knee all the way across to your right tricep. Pull the left shoulder back once you get there. Bend the elbows. Yes, like a chaturanga. You know what to do from here. Tip the heart forward and kick the back leg back. That would be the right leg if you want. Work that right heel a little closer into the midline. A little bit more. Yes, and now pull the collarbones forward. Yeah, buddy, he's flying. Vashisthasana. Good. Stack the left foot on top of the right. Reach the left arm all the way up to the ceiling. Bottom hip lifts. Yep. And then now from there, reach the left arm all the way out over your head. Good. Take another breath like this. Now as you transition to your toes, lift the right hip and ribs a lot. Yes. Good. Now if you want, you can just go ahead and add that right foot to the mix. This is great. Yeah, take another couple breaths here. This is freaking awesome. Now, pull the right knee all the way into the chest, step the foot down between the blocks, and take it all the way into Virabhadrasana 3, bringing the palms together at your heart like Chris here. I know, people are like, why didn't we even do a crescent pose? Because I'm a little bit crazy like that. Press the top of the right thigh bone back. Lift the back leg a little higher as you roll the outer left hip down. Now, work your right hip point forward towards your nose and separate the arms wide apart like airplane wings. Good. And twisting half moon. Yep, set the block up accordingly and float the right arm all the way up to the ceiling. If, again, you want to use your hand to feel into the levelization of your hips, you can do that. Nice. Now press the top of the right thigh back. That's the standing leg. Like my hands are on your hips. I'm pulling your hips slightly back, and you're lengthening your left ribs, your bottom ribs further forward while breathing into this lovely and fantastic pose, which I know you're enjoying so much. Take one more inhale here. And exhale, set the hands down to the floor. Good. Just a breath here in standing splits. And then nice and easy, step your left foot all the way back, and step your right leg all the way back, and then lower chaturanga over the toes, upward facing dog on the inhale. And exhale all the way up and back to your downward facing dog. Nice work. If you need a child's pose, not that you need my suggestion, but go ahead and take it for a few breaths here. Otherwise, we'll hang in down dog for a couple more breaths like this. And again, reattending to the breath. Stirring a lot of energy up. Mind is doing whatever it's doing. Just allow the mind to be. We're working on, clearing stuff out of the way so that we can have more of a connection, again, to center self and soul. If that means you take child's pose for 45 more minutes and breathe, cool. If you want to work with us, let's go ahead and have you inhale, lift your right leg up in the air. Work the outer left hip in and back. Keep the core engaged in the transition. Warrior one. Pull the knee to the nose, step the foot between the thumbs, spin the back foot flat, and rise all the way up. Nice. Roll the outside edge of your back foot down flat. Press the top of your left thigh back. Yes, and up. Now, lift both of your ribs and your arms a little higher, and sink your knee a little deeper. That's it. Take one more inhale like this. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Step the right foot all the way back, plank pose, nice and easy lower, chaturanga dandasana. Over the toes, upward facing dog. And then all the way up and back to downward facing dog. Here we go. Left leg rises up in the air. Good. Pull the knee all the way to the nose. Step the foot down, rise it all the way up into Virabhadrasana 1. Take a few moments here. Work the right ribs a little bit further forward. Yep. Good. Can you lift a little higher? Roll the outside edge of that back foot down flat. That's it. Take one more inhale like this. And then exhale, let it go. Hands down to the ground. Step the left foot all the way back and lower chaturanga dandasana. Over the toes into upward facing dog. And all the way up and back to down dog. Good. So a lot of times in sun salutations, we'll just kind of move through the up dogs and the down dogs and the chaturangas and all that stuff without awareness and support. So just be aware if, maybe we're rushing through it a little bit. And maybe if your breath is saying, slow down, drop the knees, line things up in a way that supports you. I know I said this before, but it's just something I notice even in myself sometimes where I'll not be listening. So it's an opportunity. Obstacles to opportunity. Big inhale in through the nose. Exhale, let it out. Here we go. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. At the end of the exhale, step or float it all the way up. Lengthen forward as you inhale. Fold forward as you exhale. Let's go right into chair pose from there, Utkatasana. That's it. Yeah, buckle those hip points and work them up as you sink your thighs a little bit deeper. Yeah, and your hips a little bit deeper. It's like you're trying to sink your hips lower, but press your legs to straight, but your hips are going lower. Yeah, that's it. Now sink a little lower, sink a little lower, sink a little lower, sink a little lower, press it all the way back up. Woo! And then bring the palms together at your heart. He loves it when I do that. And then from here, inhale, chair pose, sink it down, Utkatasana. And nice and easy, fold forward, drop the hands down to the ground. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. Nice and easy, you can step or you can float it back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Awesome. Over the toes, upward facing dog. All the way up and back to downward facing dog, yeah. And those jump backs are really challenging. That's why I like to go over them a lot. You know, it's challenging to get everything in sync and supporting your entire system, you know, just like in life. So a little bit at a time, we work on engaging everything so that one day you surprise yourself and you're like flying. It's a cool thing. Inhale, please lift your right leg all the way up in the air. Pull the knee all the way into the nose, step the foot down, Virabhadrasana 1. Single inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, drop the hands down to the ground. Same exhale if possible, Vinyasa. Chaturanga first, over the toes, upward facing dog. All the way up and back, downward facing dog. Left leg rises up in the air. Pull the knee all the way into the nose. Step the foot down, Warrior 1. Single inhale, we rise. As you exhale, drop the hands down to the floor and step it back, lower. Chaturanga, over the toes, up dog. All the way up and back, down dog. And not that you need my permission at home, but if this pace is a little too fast for you, slow down. You'll catch up when you do. Trust your breath and your pace. That's what this practice is about anyway. It's sinking into yourself. You have a particular flow that you follow, but within that, you stay true to you. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. At the end of the exhale, step or jump it all the way up. Lengthen forward as you inhale. Fold forward as you exhale. Good, chair pose, sink it on down, Utkatasana. A little deeper, little deeper, little deeper. Press it all the way back up, and then bring the palms together at your heart. Nice. Again, chair pose, sink it down, Utkatasana. Okay, now this time bring the palms together at your heart. Let's twist it up. Left tricep to your right thigh, coming into a chair twist. Now, like again, my hands are on your hips. I'm pulling those hips back towards the back of the mat. You're working your left knee back. Yep, and sinking your hips a bit lower as you pull your left ribs slightly further forward. It's great. Take another breath here. Now drop the hands down to the shins. Inhale, lengthen forward halfway or to the floor, and fold it back down to the floor. Now again, inhale, lengthen forward halfway, and then back to chair pose, Utkatasana, please. And this time we're going to go palms to the heart, switch it up. Right tricep to your left thigh, pull the right knee back, pull the right hip back. Yep, and then find your breath within this whole thing, breathing into your back ribs. That's it. Sink the hips even a little deeper. Take one more inhale here. And exhale, drop the hands down to the floor. Inhale, elongate forward. Exhale, step or float it all the way back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Yes. Awesome. Over the toes, upward facing dog. Nice and easy, all the way up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, please lift your right leg all the way up in the air. Again, pull the knee all the way to the nose. Step the foot down, Warrior 1. Inhale, we rise. On your exhale, release. Hands down to the floor. Step the foot back and lower, slow Chaturanga. Over the toes, upward facing dog. And then all the way up and back to your downward facing dog. Awesome. Here we go. Left leg. Let's rise it up in the air. Knee all the way into the nose. Step the foot down. Virabhadrasana 1. Rise on the inhale. And release as you exhale. Hands down. Left foot steps back and lower Chaturanga. Over the toes. Up dog. And all the way up and back. Downward facing dog. If success isn't defined as how much you do, but how you do it, changes things, right? With everything, with connection, with awareness, with compassion, or are we just trying to do everything so we can do it? I'm speaking from experience because I used to do it a lot that way. And this, is more supportive, I find. Another big inhale in through the nose. Exhale, let it out. To trust yourself. Bend the knees, look forward. At the end of the exhale, step or float it all the way up to the top. Lengthen forward as you inhale. Fold forward as you exhale. Chair pose, Utkatasana, please. Get a little lower, get a little lower, get a little lower. Okay, I'm not going to trick you. We're going to go all the way down this time. Yogi bicycle, take the hands. Oh, he wants to go to boat pose. All right, never mind. Go to boat pose. I like it. I'm going to follow his lead. So with boat pose, okay, you want to stay as forward as possible on those sits bones. You can take the fingertips by your hips to get you the right lift and then lengthen back. I'm just going to keep talking while he's here, Okay. If you want a little bit more, you can reach the toes forward like this. Okay. Tip the head back, tip the heart back. Nice. And try to pull the sits bones back towards the back of the mat to get a little more lift and length. Now you can keep this or inhale, lower halfway down. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. You can do the knee version if you want. Exhale, lift. It looks like this. Hold on, I'll show you. Knees in and out. Knees in and out. 3 more. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, hold. Good. Maybe you don't use any hands. You just set the feet down and then come all the way back up to chair pose. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Or you can use your hands, you know. Exhale, fold forward, release. Inhale, lengthen forward. Nice. Step or float it back, Chaturanga Dandasana. All right. Yes, over the toes, up dog. And then all the way up and back, down dog. Again, right leg rises up. Here we go. Pull the knee to the nose, step the foot down, Vira 1. Inhale, rise. And exhale, hands down. Step it back and lower. Over the toes. And then all the way up and back. Good. Left leg, let's rise it up. Knee to the nose. Step it down, warrior 1. Inhale, we rise. And exhale, we let it go. Left foot back, nice and easy, lower, chaturanga. Over the toes, up dog. Good, all the way up and back to downward facing dog. Big inhale, in through the nose. Let it out. Ah! All right. I like that you switched that up on me. I was like, we're going to do like 3 minutes of yogi bicycle, but instead we only did like 10 Navasana crunches, so I think we should do a little bit more. Inhale, bend the knees. He says yes. At the end of the exhale, step or jump it all the way up. Lengthen forward as you inhale. Fold forward as you exhale. Good. Chair pose. Sink it down. Utkatasana, please. Good. Get a little bit lower. Get a little bit lower. Get a little bit lower. All right, back to Navasana. Now, from this time you're going to roll to your outer right hip. The arms are going to go out to your left, okay? So when you exhale, I want you to pull your heels towards your tushy like this. Try to squeeze the knees in. And then inhale, extend it long, come back. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, lengthen it long. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, lengthen it long. Exhale. Inhale, one more on this side. Exhale. Inhale. Now roll to the other side of the outer left hip, arms out to the right. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, lengthen it out. Exhale it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more. Exhale. Inhale. Now, Ardha Navasana. And then 5 like this. Exhale it up. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more. Exhale. Now listen up. Set the feet down. Hands in. Oh, I didn't get it that time. Hands in beneath the knees. And then rise up. Took me 2 times. I know. It's hard. It's really hard. And then fold forward. Drop the hands down to the floor. Elongate forward as you inhale. Good. Exhale. Step or float it all the way back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Yeah. Over the toes, up dog. All the way up and back, down dog. Woo! I'm feeling that one, and I haven't even done everything else. We'll take a few breaths in down dog. If you need a child's pose, that's cool. Yeah, again, reattending to the breath, which doesn't necessarily mean that you're even controlling it here. You're just attending and bringing your attention to where you're breathing. And now with that, big inhale in through the nose. Let it out. Yeah. Now lift your right leg up. Let's do another warrior 1. Pull the knee to the nose. Step the foot down. Inhale, rise it all the way up. And exhale, fold. Release the hands down to the ground. Step the right foot back, nice and easy, lower. Chaturanga. Over the toes, upward facing dog. All the way up and back, downward facing dog. Left leg rises up. Pull the knee to the nose, step the foot down, warrior 1. Inhale, rise it all the way up. Exhale, fold, release the hands down, step the left foot back, and lower nice and slow. Over the toes, up dog. And then all the way up and back, down dog. Now lift the right leg back up. Now this time, hop your left foot in just about a third of the way. Okay, now you're going to try to keep this right leg as straight as you can. Tap the right toes towards your right wrist, keeping the leg straight. That's 1, get a little closer, and then all the way up and back. Yeah, better than toes to nose. Take the knee to the back of the right wrist. Try to keep that leg straight. No, sorry. So same thing. So we're going to keep the, yeah, there you go. Perfect. And then extend the leg all the way back. So 1 more, the same thing, keeping the right leg straight. Look at the right wrist. Try to pull the toes towards the wrist. Squeeze that right big toe into the midline. That's it. Shoot it all the way up and back. It's great, isn't it? I know, I love it too. From there, look forward, step the foot down between the thumbs, spin your back foot flat, walk it up 1/3 of the way. Yep, so you're kind of folding like you would be for a pyramid. Then right into twisting triangle. So you can use a block inside or outside the front foot. And then from there, you're going to reach the top arm all the way up to the ceiling. Yeah, now firm the right hip in and back. For today, work the outer left hip slightly up. Notice how that feels with more, yes, hip levelization. And you can use your hand like Chris is doing here to feel that out. Press the top of the left thigh back. As you press the left thigh back, press the left heel down. Lengthen the low back and the left ribs further forward. Yes. Keep all that. It's like I got my hands on your hips. I'm pulling the hips slightly back, but you're continuing to lengthen further forward. We're just trying to get as much elongation as possible. That's it. Take one more inhale here. Look down. Right into standing splits. Okay, set the hands down, shoulders over the wrist, lift the left leg all the way up. Good. Few breaths here, just so you know where we're going from here. We're going to come to half moon next, so if you need a block, you can go ahead and grab your block and set it about a foot out in front of your baby toe, okay? So if you're with us, let's go ahead and make your way into Ardha Chandrasana. Set the hand about a foot out in front of the baby toe, or use a block if you need it. You can also try this little thing like Chris is doing where there's, no fingertips on a block or the floor. So, but if you're not there today, no worries, but work the right ribs, the bottom ribs, like you were lifting your fingertips off the ground. They're lifting just so we're not sinking down to the floor. Yes, that's awesome. A couple more breaths like this. Press the top of the right thigh back. Lift the bottom ear away from the floor. Now, Chapasana. Bend the back knee. Go ahead and reach back, grab the tops of the foot. Oh, he's going with the bottom hand. All right, and maybe the top hand. Now, you can use the bottom hand. You can use the top hand. You can use both hands. I was going to suggest just using the top hand, but I like where he's going with it. Now, as you're doing that, press the top of the right thigh back. And wherever you're at, roll the top shoulder slightly open. Yes. Not the knee, just the shoulder. Trying to keep the knee in levelization with the hip. Take one more inhale here. No slingshot. Back to half moon pose for a single breath. Reach the top arm all the way up. Now with grace and control, bend the front knee 6 inches. Pause. Warrior two. Slide the back foot down flat. Yes. Open it all the way up. From here, float the palms up to the ceiling. If you can still hear me, I know you may not be able to see me. So you're floating your palms up to your ceiling and reaching the arms all the way up. Okay? So as you reach the arms all the way up, hook the right thumb on top of your left thumb. So kind of like the arms were in the beginning of class. We're reaching the arms up to the ceiling, peeling the thumbs apart from each other in Warrior Two. Yep. So it's like this. That's it. Good. Now from there, keep the same lift in the upper body back to Warrior Two arms. Good. And then from there, back arm down the back leg, reverse the warrior. Okay, now today, we're going to come to side angle pose. I'm going to suggest using a block, okay? Set the hand inside the foot or, again, to a block, suggesting a block today. Reaching the left arm up because of where we're going next, which I know you're going to love because you all love arm balances, I know. Work the knee a little bit towards the right. Again, maybe you don't go into the arm balance. Maybe you just breathe and watch us and enjoy the entertainment. Take one more breath here. Okay, now listen up. Release the left hand down. Okay, I want you to walk the right foot about a few inches out to the right. Okay, now you're going to slide your right shoulder underneath your right knee. Yep, good. Now walk the fingertips back, an inch or so, and then set the hand on the block, and then you're going to set your left hand on the left block. Okay, right? So if you can see Chris here, okay, his hands are about shoulder distance apart. He's squeezing the elbows in. Yes. Now he's pulling the heart a little bit further forward. Now you can keep this. This is a great hip stretch. Or if you want to try Ashtabhakrasana with us, lift the back leg up. Pull the knee all the way into the chest. Yes. Now snake that left foot on top of the right one. Yes. Good. Now squeeze the elbows in whilst doing that. Keep squeezing them in. Pull the heart a little bit further forward. Yes. Now nice and easy. Kundalini 2. Slowly unwind and extend that left heel all the way back. Keep cutting the right knee in towards the right elbow. Lift the left shoulder. Yes, he's lengthening. That's it. Good, you got it. One more inhale here. Vinyasa, shoot it all the way back. Awesome. Over the toes, up dog. And then all the way up and back to down dog. That feel all right? Yeah. A little different with the blocks. A little different support. That's why we're trying it today. My favorite, lion's breath. Big inhale in. This time hold for a couple moments. And then just a slow exhale out. Cool. Now release the blocks out to the sides so that we're balanced. And we're going to extend the left leg all the way up to the ceiling. Good. Now hop the right foot in just about 2 or 3 inches. Keeping that left leg straight, go ahead and tap the left toes to the left wrist. Yeah, Chris! Extend it all the way up and back, 3-legged dog. 2 more like that. Left toes to left wrist. Yes. Extend it all the way up and back. See if you can keep the collarbones broad this time. 1 more. Left toes to left wrist. Nice, better. Extend it all the way up and back. Now from there, pull the knee all the way into the chest, step the foot down between the thumbs, spin the back foot flat, just like a pyramid pose for a second. And then you're going to go right into twisting triangle. Right hand down, inside the foot or to a block, or you can take the hand or the block outside the foot. Okay? Scissor blade the thighs towards the midline. That's it. That also helps to levelize the hips with just that scissoring action. Got a few more breaths like this. Wringing it out. Good. Breathing again into your back ribs here. Nice. Now look down, right into standing splits. Windmill the hands down, lift the right leg up. Yep, stacking shoulders right up over the wrists. And you can do like Chris is doing here. You can take both hands behind your calf or your ankle. You can keep one hand down. You can keep both hands down. Wherever you're at, work the left hip slightly back and the right thigh slightly up. Not so much that you're jacking the right leg up, but just that you've got the right thigh engaged and you got that kicking action of the right heel back. Good. Half moon pose. Set the left hand down about a foot out in front of the baby toe. Reach the right arm open. Twisting, or excuse me, regular Ardha Chandrasana. That's it. And again, like you got that lift in your left ribs, like you're lifting away from the floor, and then you're pressing your left thigh back. That's great. From there, Chapasana, bend the back knee, reach back, grab the tops of the foot. You can use one or both hands, whatever you like. Trying to keep that top knee level with your hip so that it's not jacking up to the ceiling. As you keep it level, perhaps you work with stacking the shoulders slightly. Could just be 1/2 of an inch. Nice. Now press the left thigh back whilst doing that. Good. Now, nice and slow, back to half moon pose. And gracefully bend the left knee. Lengthen that right heel back. And then step back. Warrior 2. Right as you get into Warrior 2, float the palms up to the ceiling. You can see us this time. Now reach the arms all the way up. And then hook the opposite thumb. That'd be the left thumb on top of the right. Try to peel the thumbs apart. Yep. Yeah, so you're working that lift in the side ribs. Keep that lift in the side ribs and then release the arms back to Warrior 2. Yes. Sink a little deeper, and then let's reverse this warrior. Back arm down the back leg. Good. Knee a little to the left. Yep. Good. Now again, I suggest using a block today. Side angle pose, setting the hand inside the foot. Or if you don't have a block, a water bottle, some kind of something that gives you a little lift. Yep. Firm the left hip in and back. Work the left knee slightly out to the left and sink the front femur just a hair deeper. It's great. Take one more breath here. Go ahead and set the right hand down. Snuggle that left shoulder underneath your left knee. Yep, and again, you're setting the blocks up. So maybe the block's just like an inch or so back of that left heel. Okay? You all right there? Okay, now you're going to bend the elbows slightly like a chaturanga. Then you're going to snake that right knee forward, set the right foot on top of the left all the way into Ashtavakrasana, keeping the length in the upper body. It's like you got Warrior 3 in your upper body. That's awesome. Yes. Good. Elbows in even just a little bit more. Keep the elbows grazing the ribs like you would in Chaturanga. Now nice and slow, Kundalini 2. extend now that right leg all the way back. Kick it back. As you do that, lift the left shoulder, lift the right shoulder so the shoulders are level. Yes. Work the right heel closer in towards the right, towards the right, towards the right, the other right. That's the right. He's like, which way is right? I know that's really hard to do when you're in a pose and you're like crushing it. And I'm like, no, go this way. Like, wah! But we got a good laugh out of it, so that's all that matters. Back to downward facing dog. You want to do one more standing series? You do? Yeah. Good. I know you all do at home. Big inhale in through the nose. Let it out, exhale. Ah! Of course, you can chill if you don't want to. I know this is your favorite pose. We're going to try dolphin pose. He does not like dolphin. He said this to me many times. I really don't like this. It's not going to be very long, I promise. If you don't want to do dolphin, you can do down dog. Do you want to do down dog instead of, no, he wants to do it. Okay, so you're going to, however you want to do it. How about you drop your knees first, and then drop your elbows down, okay? Yeah, so the arms are like train tracks. Set the shoulders right up over your elbows. Press the thumb and forefinger down and squeeze the wrists in as you press the wrist points down. Actually, yeah, I like what he's doing there. It's like a karate chop. It's almost like karate chop the pinky fingers down towards the ground, so you got the triceps engaged, then flip the palms over. Yes, keep that same karate chop, squeeze the wrists in, and then make your way to dolphin pose. Nice. Now walk the feet in just a little bit more so the shoulders are over the elbows. Now lift your right foot just an inch up off the, or excuse me, so you're in dolphin dog like he's doing. Three-legged dolphin dog. Now pull the knee all the way into the chest. Extend the leg all the way long. Pull the knee all the way across to your left tricep. I just made up dolphin dog. I don't even know if that's a thing. Shoot the right leg all the way up and back. And then take the knee at the back of the right tricep. Squeeze it in. Good. Extend it all the way long. Nice. I was going to do something hard from here, but I won't. Just come back to downward facing dog with your right leg lifted. So just straighten the arms and then pull the knee all the way into the nose. Step the foot down, warrior two. I was going to make you like do chaturanga and turbo dog and all that crazy stuff, but I was nice and I decided against it. Okay, so from there, let's have you straighten up your front leg, back arm down the back leg, reverse triangle pose. Yep. Now from there, take it all the way forward into triangle pose. Set the hand either on the shin or outside the foot to a block. Good. Yeah, this is nice. Again, if I've said this before, if your front knee is, hyperextended, just put a little micro bend in the knee. It makes a huge difference. Press the right big toe down. Roll the right bicep slightly forward. Yep. Now, let's have you reach the top arm all the way out over your head. Now, this is plenty challenging. Maybe you come up onto your right fingertips like Chris is doing here. If you're stable here and you feel good, you can reach the right arm forward into extended triangle pose. Yes. Again, like my hands are slightly pulling your hips back. You're pulling your front ribs into your back ribs and lengthening the bottom ribs further forward. Now, stay in extension, bend to your front knee so you're in extended side angle pose. That's awesome. Good. Yes. Take one more inhale like this. Warrior two, come all the way up. And then windmill the hands all the way down to the ground. Step the right foot all the way back, nice and slow. Lower chaturanga dandasana over the toes, upward facing doggy. And then all the way up and back to downward facing doggy. Again, if you're with us for dolphin, go ahead and drop the elbows down. You can set the knees down if you want to do that first, or just do it like Chris did. Get the little karate chop happening. You can make sound effects, that always helps. Palms down, wrists in. Walk the feet up a little bit so the shoulders are over the elbows. And then lift your left leg up. Now pull the knee all the way into your chest. Extend it long. Knee goes across right tricep. Extend it long. Knee goes to the back of your left tricep. Extend it long. Awesome. Straighten the arms to downward facing three-legged dog, and then pull the knee all the way into the nose. Step the foot down, warrior two. Windmill the arms all the way up and open. Nice. Roll the right ribs towards the back of the mat. Sink the front femur a little lower. Now straighten up your front leg and go back arm down your back leg, reverse triangle pose. Good. And finding your breath within this whole thing, nice and easy. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. I forgot to mention on the other side, if you need to walk your back foot up a little bit, if that's provides more support for you, go ahead and do that. Wrapping that left bicep forward towards the front of your mat. Slightly lifting the bottom ear away from the ground. And you can either look to the side or look up to the ceiling, whatever is better on your neck. Yep. Now reach the top arm all the way out over your head. Good, maybe come up on the left fingertips if you haven't already. Lift the bottom ribs away from the ground. Lengthen the left arm forward if you want more. Yep, extended triangle pose. Pull the front ribs into the back body, keeping that little micro bend in your front knee so that you're not hyperextending. That's it. Good. One more inhale like this. Keeping the extension. Bend the front knee so you're in extended side angle pose. Yes. Squeeze the left heel back towards the right heel and the right heel towards the left heel. Yes. Scrubbing them together. And then warrior two. Awesome. Nice and easy, windmill the hands all the way down to the ground. Step it back, plank pose, and nice and easy lower chaturanga dandasana over the toes. Up doggy, then all the way up and back down doggy. You want to try a flying pigeon? Oh yeah. Look forward. Step it all the way up to the top, or jump it. Lengthen it out as you inhale. Fold forward as you exhale. Good, circle rise, take it all the way up to the top. And then exhale, pull the palms together at your heart. So let's go ahead and use blocks since we've been using them today. We'll come into figure 4. So balancing on your right leg, you're just going to cross, set the left ankle, shin area on top of your right thigh. You can line your blocks up accordingly since I didn't do a good job of that. Bring the palms together at your heart first. Then you're just going to sink it down like this, like a little chair pose. Okay? Now start to extend the upper body forward like you would for a warrior 3. As you have that, pull the right shin back and your hips back as you lengthen the tops of your ears further forward. Okay, now, like Chris is doing, you can set the hands now on your blocks. Okay? Wrap the right toes around your left tricep. Okay? Now, start to lengthen forward, stacking the elbows right up over your wrists. This is plenty challenging right here, okay? Or, like Chris, you can lift the foot away from the ground, squeeze the elbows in. Yeah, and maybe you're just working on lifting the knee away and holding it there. He's like, nope, I'm not using the blocks. If you're not, that's cool too. Elbow squeeze in, pull the collarbones a little further forward. This is great right here. If you want more, you can shoot that right leg back or not. Take one more breath here. Nice and easy, set it down. Good, and release the left foot down. Circle the arms, rise it all the way up. And then exhale, pull the palms to the heart. Let's hear Chris's feedback on the blocks. Didn't feel right?
It's just harder.
It is harder. It's a lot harder. It is harder. So don't do it if you're not feeling it. So we'll not demo the blocks on this side, okay? But if you want to use them, if they helped you, do it. From there, let's switch. So we'll balance on your left foot. You're going to stack the right shin, ankle on top of the left this time, setting up for Ekapada Galabhasana. Okay, I'll do my best to do it with you right here. Okay, now bring the palms to the heart. Sink it nice and low. Good. If possible, set the elbows on the shins and then start to tip the heart forward. Pull the hips back. If that's too low, you don't have to go this low. Now, set the hands down. Squeeze the elbows in. Okay, look back. Make sure that those elbows are over your wrists and that they're in, not out to the sides. Keep them in, lengthen the ears and heart forward, and then maybe you float this puppy all the way up into Ekapada Galabhasana. Nice. Can you go a little lower? Pull the heart a little further forward. Like, nope, no way. He's been working hard, so thank you, brother. I appreciate your work and your effort. Drop the palms down, circle the arms all the way up. Rise up, look up, touch the palms, bring the palms together at your heart. Good. Handstand time? You ready for it? Okay. I was going to use blocks, but me and my blocks, we won't use them today. For handstand, we use them for all the other things. Okay, so let's just work with kind of the stuff we have been working on. So as you come into standing splits, what I want you to do is work on getting your shoulders right up over your wrists, and you're putting weight into your fingertips. Okay, now a lot of times people just have this back leg kind of like this, kind of jacking up and the hips out of alignment. So try to work your right hip back as your left leg is up. Okay, and then you really want to make sure you got the core engagement. So pull the belly, pull the ribs in and up like you would in that scared cat position. Then come onto the tippy toes and pull your heart forward so you're lengthening. Okay, length, keep the length and look down between your thumbs. See, a lot of times what happens is when that happens, the belly droops. Keep that connection even if you just lift an inch. And we'll see how high I go since I'm not warm. I didn't go very high. Let's try it again. Ribs lift, because I actually disconnected. So keep the belly lifted.
And once you're here, lift the chest higher. So that one day you can drop your head down and release the neck.
Yeah, whew. Okay. You can talk us through it. Now class is over. Okay, so first reach your arms up. Exhale, fold, hands to the floor. Good, now lift your left leg up. You can even walk your finger or your tiptoe your feet up a little bit more towards your hands if you want. Make sure shoulders are over wrists. Get this doming action happening so that the core is really engaged. Nice. Now pull forward. But make sure that that core is lifting the whole time, okay, as you tip forward into balance. Lift, lengthen the leg up. Yeah. Yep. Bend a little deeper in your front knee. Get into your breath first. Yeah, so don't even worry about it. Take 3 breaths here. Breathe in and out through the nose. A lot of times that's what we need to do to come back so that we're not trying to just go up, but that the breath is engaged. If we get up, we do. If we don't, we don't. No big deal. Now, length a little further forward. Yep. Keep that length, then extend your leg up. Good, let's switch sides. Again, all right? It doesn't matter if you grab it today or not. You're just working on the lift a little bit at a time. It could literally just be this much. And then eventually that leads to that, and then that, and then that. Kicking, kicking. Notice my leg's not over my head like that. It's extending up. Do the other side or no? Okay. Here we go. Class is actually going to be 98 minutes today. I'm kidding. I'm not even going to talk you through it. Let's just breathe, engage, and lift. Nice. Kick that right heel up higher. That's the one thing I'll say. That's it. One more time. Take as much time as you need, no rush. All right. Yep, there he goes. Chest a little higher up. Yeah, buddy, flex those heels. That's the work. Awesome. One last inhale there. Nice and slow. Awesome, dude. That was great. Bridge pose time. I'll have you come onto your backs. Good, set the soles of the feet down so they're about hips distance apart. And you can either take the hands by your sides or interlace the fingers underneath your tailbone. And when you're ready, lift it up into bridge pose. And you can pretend like you've got a block between your thighs. We went over that in another class. Scissor the thighs together. Pull the heels back isometrically towards the shoulders. So I like to think of this as back elongation and lengthening rather than bending necessarily, even though we call them back bends. Back extensions. And nice and easy, release the hips back down. Nice. Again, inhale, lift it up, bridge pose. And then exhale, lower back down to the ground. Cool, let's go one more. Inhale, bridge pose. Hold it here for a couple moments. Lift the hips even just a touch higher. Great. And then as you exhale, release it back down to the ground. Let's have you hug the knees into the chest. Let's take a twist. So drop the knees to the right, head and shoulders roll over to your left. And if you need a little more back support, you know you can always work the knees closer towards your chin. And Chris is bending his left elbow. You can bend it like a cactus and even pull the elbow down a little bit. Yeah. If the fingertips are on the ground, you can press the back of the fingertips into the floor. And take another inhale like this. Exhale, unwind the twist and switch sides. And again, like Chris has got a little cactus kind of thing happening there in his arm. You can keep that. If you prefer to extend it long, that's cool. I notice I like the cactus, even pulling that elbow down like he just did a little bit. It takes a little stress off the neck and shoulder. That's it. And then unwinding the twist from there. Let's go happy baby pose. Bend the knees, grab the outside edges of the feet. Slowing things down on the inside. Okay, now today I'm going to have you come into trying double pigeon pose, okay? So you're going to roll up to your sits bones. So as you set this up, I'm going to have you stack your right, see if you can see me, your right shin, okay, on top of your left shin. Now take the hands by your hips. I want you to press up, lift up, and then work your sits bones back, and then set it down. So you're really forward on your sits bones, okay? Now, a lot of times the bottom leg will be further back, okay? If possible, try to stack that up as best you can, and then work the right foot a little bit further over your left knee. It's not easy. Now take the right hand and kind of roll that right thigh open and down towards the floor to get a little bit more external rotation, keeping the stackage happening here in your shins. Okay, now you can keep this. If you want, just for kicks, you can use blocks. So reach, just for a moment here, reach the blocks. You can even extend them a little bit further out, sorry. Yeah, so that can actually help support your extension and your folding here so that you got the right height. And like my hands are on your hips, I'd be pressing your hips down to the ground to ground those hips down whilst lengthening your right and left ribs further towards the block. And again, you can just set the fingertips down on the ground if that feels good. And it doesn't matter how high or low, your right knee is. If it's up here today, that's okay. Just a little bit at a time, you're working that outer thigh down towards the floor. You should feel a little bit more of release here in the hip. This is kind of the height that I even like right now. And then a little bit further and so on and so forth. This sometimes can put a little strain on my particular low back, so I like to keep the height here. And then nice and easy, we'll switch sides. And again, if you need to set the hands by the sides, get that little lift up and then back. I'll just show you from here. So I just like to get a nice little lift, butt back, so I'm really forward on those sits bones because that lines up the support I've found best for me. Okay. Then again, you can use the blocks, roll the outer left thigh down, or not use the blocks if you're not feeling that. And if you need to, feel what I would be doing here, which was grounding your hips down to the ground. If you need to take the hands back there for a moment and really press the hips down, so you got that feeling, and then extend your arms forward so that you're rooted whilst extending, which is kind of the theme we were doing in everything today. The entire body is working to support you in all of these poses, whether they're cooling poses or strength poses. It's all one system and one unit, and we're doing our best to engage things in each particular pose in a way that the entire body feels support of the entire system. And then nice and easy, roll it all the way back to seated and just extend your legs forward, Paschimottanasana. If you want to use a block like Chris does here, we've been over this before, but with him, I set a block right here. He reaches the arms all the way up to the ceiling, and then exhale, hinges forward. You can grab the outer feet, you can grab the block and pull back. Again, kind of visualize my hands on your hips. I'm pulling those hips down like we were just talking about in the previous pose. And from the roots, then you start to lengthen those side ribs further towards the block and the toes, even if it's just a little bit. One more inhale there. And then nice and easy, roll it all the way up. And then all the way back down, one vertebrae at a time. So we rolled you about 77.5 minutes. If you got to go, no worries. If you want to chill with us in Shavasana for a couple moments, by all means, hang here with us and receive back some vital life force energy for all you put into practice today. Let's take a nice big inhale in through your nose. Hold it here for a couple moments. And then exhale, let it out. Good. Surrendering deeply. No more effort, no more control. This is your time to do nothing and experience in every cell of your body, letting go and opening to a more faithful and gracious trust in the universe as you open your heart and do nothing here and just receive back. Yogis say that this is actually the most important posture in all these poses. Deep letting go. And the next time you inhale, let's have you breathe in just a little deeper. And then exhale, let it out. You can start to wiggle your toes and your fingertips. Bring some more conscious energy back into your body. And from there, just go ahead and hug the knees into the chest. Squeeze it in nice and tight. And then you can drop over to your right-hand side and just pause there for a brief moment. And press into your left palm and rise up to a comfortable seated position. Just noticing the effects, taking a little inventory, noticing how it felt when you started at point A to now. And just connecting to the gratitude of this practice and being able to release energy even in the midst of facing challenges, that we rise to the occasion and connect with ourselves. It's a beautiful and wonderful thing. And let's end with one Om, please. So bring the palms together at your heart. Take a nice big inhale in through your nose. Nice, bow the head down towards the hands. And then nice and slow, rise it all the way back up. Blink the eyes open. And namaste.